Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We hope you like what you hear. So, our podcast is for people that want to learn something new or make themselves a little bit better every day. So, in today's episode, we're going to talk about 7 tips to remain calm in stressful situations. So, we repeat some of the same stuff over and over again on our channel, but we think it's very important because these are the things that work that help you manage and regulate your thoughts, regulate your emotions, stay composed, and stay in control of your life so that you can make good, left brained, fact based decisions, which generally lead to better outcomes than emotional, irrational decisions that you make in the heat of the moment. So, we talk a lot about those things. We're big fans of stoicism. We're big fans of taking control of the things you have control over, not being a victim, of really kind of owning your life. And in order to do that, you have to be able to manage your emotions when things are tough. And so that's what today's episode is about. And with that said, let's kind of jump into what we've got. So, if you think back to the last time you were stressed, there's lots of situations that create stress in our life. Maybe your boss asked you for an unexpected report, you're running late to dinner with your potential in laws, whatever the case may be. There's lots of situations that happen. And sometimes you can feel the stress manifest into physical symptoms or activities in your body. Your heart starts beating faster, you start sweating, you feel edgy, you feel jumpy, you feel tense, whatever the case may be. That's your body's alert system kind of jumping into action to help you prepare for what could be a stressful situation. So when you feel that sense of urgency, your brain pops open your adrenal glands and says, "Hey, time to go here," and they jump into action. Those glands release hormones that can help you cope with the stressful situation. And it's important to understand that because this is actually a chemical thing that happens in your body. You're not making it up. It's not fake. It's actually happening in your body. So the two most common of these hormones that get released are adrenaline and cortisol. So adrenaline, we've all heard the words adrenaline, and it brings to mind kind of a heightened sense of urgency, uh, uh, active, on edge, ready, right? So adrenaline is what will make your heart rate jump. It'll send oxygen to your muscles so that you're ready. So, like if you've ever played athletics, you're in a big moment, you can feel the adrenaline in your body. I know I have in many instances. You can feel that when it happens. So, it's like a quick shot when you need to really raise kind of your level of awareness, your focus, your intensity. Adrenaline is what does that. The other one that we talked about is cortisol. So, cortisol is like the calming effect. It has a calming effect when it comes in. So, what it does is it will fine tune other body processes to ensure you're ready. So, like if you're in a tense situation, you don't really need your digestive system working normal. So, cortisol will slow it down. You don't necessarily need your immune system on red alert in a stressful situation. So, cortisol will help suppress the activity in your immune system so that you can use those resources, the blood flow, the oxygen, the nutrients, the energy will move to the key parts of your body, your arms, your limbs, your eyes, your muscles, the stuff you need to be ready for whatever is coming. Now, after that stressful situation resolves itself, your body will relax and go back to a normal state. Sometimes that takes longer than you want it to, or has a kind of a hangover effect on your body. And even during the situation, the tips we're going to talk to you about when you're in a stressful situation, the tips we're going to share with you can be helpful to manage through those stressful situations. So when we played last 2 years we played baseball, I was a closer, and so I came in the really tough games. Like I only came in if the game was close and we were ahead, trying to get the last outs to save the win. So those are stressful situations from a baseball perspective, and you can feel like your body kind of energized. You're at high alert. You're ready. It's an exciting situation, and that was why I liked being a closer, is because I liked being in control of my own destiny. Win or lose, at least I had the ball in my hand, and I got to control, had some say so over the outcome of it. And so that's a good example because all stress is not bad. So some stress is good for you. So there's a one type of stress is called eustress. By the way, we got all these definitions. We're not doctors. We don't have any medical training. We got all these off of the American Medical Association website. So this is not us making stuff up. This is from doctors and people that have studied this for a living, that know how these systems work, and we're sharing the information with you that we've gotten from other places. So this is not us making it up. This is legit medical backed, science backed information that we're sharing with you. So eustress can serve as a powerful motivator, and it can help you overcome challenges. Like, it helps you get on edge, it helps you be ready, helps you be focused, helps you perform at your highest level. Um, and that can happen in many instances. So think about when you get to a deadline. Why is it you're able to focus all of a sudden, and you can crank out the work that you should have probably done a week ago, but now the deadline is approaching. You've got to get it across the finish line. So stress is what actually allows you to get that done. Eustress can help boost your memory. It can enhance cognitive function and even spur personal growth and development, right? So it can make you better. So just because you're under stress doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad situation, but it is also something that creates an imbalance in the way your system works. And in normal circumstances, you need your systems to function in harmony to keep your body right, to keep your mind right, so you can live a good life. And so we've got to learn to manage those stressful situations so that even when the good stress comes, we can perform at a high level, we can handle the things that are thrown at us, and we can accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish. So with all of that said, here are the tips that we're going to share with you on how to manage stress when it inevitably pops up in your life. So number one, write down or talk through your feelings. You don't have to hide the fact that it's stressful. You don't have to hide the fact that you're nervous. We played with a lot of guys, and so my natural state is not nervous. I generally didn't get nervous in big moments, but I'm an anomaly. I can tell you that guys that I played with that were really good, that came through in big situations, a lot of them were nervous. A lot of them felt stress, and it's a very normal thing to do. Take it out of the athletic environment. If you've got a deadline, if you've got a big hairy goal that you've got to hit at work, if you've got a big date coming up, those are things that you can talk through with people so you can feel better about those. Or you can write those things down in your journal. Just the act of writing them down or sharing them with someone will help bring some perspective around those situations. And it will help you reason through why you're feeling what you're feeling. It will also help you develop an approach or a plan to deal with that stressful situation. And that part's terribly important. So by doing those things, you can enlist help or organize your thoughts and help yourself to attack that stressful situation in the most intelligent way possible. So that's number one, write down or talk through your feelings. That in of itself can be huge. Number two, perform breathing exercises. So we've talked about this on the channel a lot, and we started doing it in high school when we were pitching. I would get the ball back from the catcher. I would engage the rubber on the pitching mound. And before I did anything else, I would take a deep cleansing breath. I called it a cleansing breath in through your nose and then exhale it out through your mouth. And you want it to be very deliberate and kind of exaggerated. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. That will reset your nervous system. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know why it works. I just know that it does. And so there's other breathing exercises out there. You can Google them. You can check them out on YouTube. There's lots of breathing exercises. By learning to control your breath, you can increase your performance both mentally and physically. I did a lot of running for sports, and I'm not a natural runner by nature. Even in good shape, I'm 6'3", 220. So that's not a runner's body. But I learned to be a good runner, especially for someone my size. And controlling your breathing is one of the ways to do that. And people that were good at running, cross-country runners, long distance runners taught me those techniques, and I use those to improve my running ability. So by controlling your breathing and really focusing on your breathing, it can really help you regulate the systems in your body, and it can help you calm your mind, and it can help you think about things in a more rational and logical way. So don't sleep on the breathing exercises because they're terribly important. Even if you just use the cleansing breath technique I showed you, do it more than once. Do 3 of them in a row, do 5 of them in a row, whatever it takes. It will help, I promise you. Number 3, the number 3 tip, challenge your thoughts. Why are you thinking the way you're thinking? Why are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Is it reasonable? Is it likely? So I always say that anywhere there's water, someone could drown. The likelihood of drowning in the ocean is much higher than the likelihood of drowning in a 2-inch puddle at the end of your driveway. You could drown in either one of those, but it's much more likely to drown in the ocean than it is to drown in the 2-inch puddle at the end of your driveway. Is the situation that you're facing the ocean, or is it the 2-inch puddle at the end of your driveway? And are you taking that 2-inch puddle at the end of your driveway and building it up to be something that it's really not likely to be? So you got to challenge how you think about these situations so that you're applying the right level of concern, of focus, of intensity to dealing with. Because many times what we think is worst case scenario never materializes. Doesn't mean it's bad to consider worst case scenario. Doesn't mean it's bad to have a plan if the worst case scenario comes up. But you also have to be reasonable about it and say, how likely is it that the worst case scenario actually plays out? Because just kind of categorizing it like that and thinking through it that way will help you deal with that situation and put some perspective around it so that you can perform at the level you need to perform to likely avoid worst case scenario coming to fruition. So challenge your thoughts. Don't just accept what you're thinking. You might be wrong about what you're thinking. You might be making a mountain out of a molehill. You might be making it into a much bigger deal than it actually is. And challenging your thoughts will help you confront that. Number 4, go for a walk. So we're big fans of the walk. A 10-minute walk will change the way you think about things. It gets you away from whatever you're doing. It allows you to focus on whatever it is you want to think about. It gets blood flow going through your body. It gets oxygen to different parts of your body. Going for a walk is a huge stress management technique that is very underprescribed. So when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling challenged, when you've got big things, take a 10-minute break, go for a walk. That will help too. So don't sleep on walking. And preferably, if you can do it outside, even better, because we're going to talk about that as number 7. But if you can take a walk outside, even better than just taking a walk on your own or inside. So number 5, occupy your mind by using your hands. Knit, sew, draw, write. Something that makes you focus on what am I doing with my hands, because it takes your mind off of whatever the stressful situation is that you're dealing with. And typing, video games don't work the same way. They don't work the same way as actually using your hands to do something. Because that, again, it makes your mind focus on, hey, what am I doing? I've got to pay attention here, and I've got to move my fingers and my hands and my arms in the way I need them to move to accomplish this activity. So by occupying your mind, by using your hands, it can take some of that mind share that you're dedicating to the stressful situation and refocus it on something and kind of lessen the load or the burden that you've built up in your mind. Number 6, relax your body. So this one, if you're listening, it could be more difficult, but if you're watching, it'll be easier. So like if you flex your arms, like ball your hands up into a fist and then relax them. It's amazing how much stress that will release out of your body. Do the same thing with your feet. Twist your neck one way so that your muscles are under stress and then come back to center. Twist your neck the other way and then come back to center. And you can feel the muscles relaxing. Engage your core, like flex your core like you were getting ready to take a punch, and then just let it relax. By flexing and then relaxing different muscles in your body, that's a huge stress reliever. Because when you flex, it engages those muscles. When you relax, the body sends blood and oxygen to replenish those muscles, cleaning the toxins out, getting blood flow to the areas of your body that you need it, and helping your body relax and get back to a normal state. So just by doing those things, it can refocus or reallocate some of the resources that are in your body to different places. So by relaxing, and you'll be surprised when you think about this, how often your jaw is clenched. So even if you think about it from your face and just say, "Hey, I'm going to relax my face and I'm not going to engage any facial muscles for 15 seconds, for 30 seconds." When you do that, you'll be amazed at how often your jaw is clenched when you have to stop yourself from clenching your jaw, or your hands are in fists or are flexing. You'll be amazed how often that's actually happening without you being aware of it. So by really focusing on relaxing your body, it's a great way to relieve stress and help you deal with whatever situation is that you're dealing with. And then our last tip is get some fresh air. Get outside. We've talked about it a lot, but the calming effect of outdoors, of nature, even if you're in a city, being outdoors, you can feel sunlight on your skin. You can feel wind on your face. You can feel the difference in the temperature of the air. The air just feels different when you're not in a building. And by doing that, that air gets into your lungs. It changes the way you think about things. It changes your mood. It can change your mindset. And so getting outside, if you're indoors, is a great way to go to relieve stress. So those are our 7 tips. Again, stress, not always a bad thing. There are stressful situations, but even in good stress, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable and it can feel difficult to manage. And if you're able to remember one or more of these 7 things and employ that tactic, employ that tool when you feel stress, we think you'll be much more successful at managing through that stress in a healthy and productive way and delivering the outcome that you're trying to deliver on the other side of whatever stressful situation it is that you're dealing with. So we hope you found this useful. We hope you're able to take these tips and incorporate them into your life and use them so that you can get through stressful situations at a much higher success rate than you have been previously. So James publishes it every day on the screen. So right over here is our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are available on there. We've got links to all of our social media content on there. And then we publish a newsletter every weekday that you can subscribe to on our website. And we'd love it on whatever platform you consume the content on and hear our podcast or watch our podcast. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast, it's super helpful for us if you do those things, and we appreciate it if you're able to. So that's it for this episode, guys. Really appreciate you joining us. Hope you learned something, found it useful, can incorporate it into your life to improve your stress management. And everybody have a great week, and we will see you next time.